Charge up your game with excitement. Highest odds on the market. Coverage of all live and pre-match events. Place your bets with Solid Bookmaker and win with your favorite teams. Take what's rightfully yours with GG.bet.
Hello everyone and welcome back to our third and final map of this best of three thriller between Envy and New Identity. It has been one hell of a series so far. We've had highs, we've had lows, we've had all-out 1v5s, there's a Sonic attempt to drop 40 kills even. It's been quite the epic series so far, but at the end of the tee, one team has to go home. I've gone slightly Scottish there all of a sudden, I'm really not sure why. But the result's still the same, someone's got to be sent packing. Who's it going to be? The pistol kicks off, it's Jonji to start strong, looking for two here in fact as he continues to get aggressive. Dazzle finding one of his own even. It just goes from bad to worse for Envy as they just get annihilated on their CT side. Identity starting this one very aggressive. It works out wonderfully. I see the question of basically who are these guys going to have to play. So by no means is this hard science, but you know, from my knowledge of how a bracket typically functions, what will happen is the winner of this matchup will play Singularity. Actually, I mean, there's no other way for it to work. So yeah, that's 100% confirmed. There's no other way for that bracket to function. So yeah, the winner of this will play Singularity. That should be an interesting matchup. And that, of course, means that it'll either be New Identity. Well, let's assume, you know, it'll either be New Identity or Envy, or Singularity that make it one of those three teams. Likewise, it'll either be Luminosity or Team 1 that also make it. Worth noting, only 2 spots up for grabs. That's why that next best of 3, ever so critical. Effectively 2 lower bracket finals. Try and hang on here, do some damage. Actually quite a nice deagle. Pretty good red paint. Terrorists win. What's interesting is ID starting on the T side. I feel like they start so aggressive and they really just throw Envy off. It's kind of been the trend of the series at least. So I'm curious to see if the map unfolds that way. Especially given it's Mirage, it's kind of like the perfect map for it. Shot from Nifty. Solid start, making use of these pistols. Fortunately, I have a feeling that's all it will be. Just a start. Okay, I've a lot of back them or anything. It's effectively a Felico bar, a few upgraded pistols, so it should be pretty easy for ID to clean up. I like the positioning too, through connector and such. Bomb coming in through ramp, it's all fairly smart. Nifty though, given another opportunity, and I mean, how many chances are you going to give this man? Android then finds Jonji. Are we seriously going to see a Felico victory here? Absolute madness. Nifty's nuts, man. Triple kill for him. Relic's now looking to clean this one up, but he's got a tough road ahead of him, and it's asking for a 1v5, and AKs have been put into play now, bear in mind. Alex just creeping around, you can see trap between 2 players even. Nifty even going to finish it off with the quad kill. I mean, that is just absolute madness. ID just throwing that round away, giving him opportunities time and time again, peeking through, while allowing him to peek through from short. He hits one hell of a 1-dig in fairness on that second shot. I mean, not a huge amount of height he could have done about that, but still. So many opportunities given. That's Eagle. Nice nade as well. Smoke immediately going to follow up, but it's a little too late. The push has already come through, and it's thick and fast. John G, 1-dig for him on Android. Should secure the plant as well. Don't imagine Som will be able to do too much from CT. Curious to see if, yeah, boost him up on the stairs. That's a pretty smart decision. Needs to start establishing a bit of connector control, as Nifty Fugly both going to find picks of their own. Som on the retake works out fairly well. Reddick's coming in from connector though. What can he do? Well, there's your answer. Double kill. Takes down the AWPer. Finds the rifle as well on bottom of stairs. Raft, meanwhile, gets it done from ramp. All falls into place. Kind of rough here for Envy, to be honest. Just back on these pistols again. No real say, but you know, if their track record's anything to go by, they'll win the full eco. But all jokes aside, this should really be a 4th here for ID. Pretty solid start for them, to be honest. ID just going to group up now, playing it nice and smart. I'm hoping they don't give Nifty too many opportunities. Mirage is just going to take him down before he can do too much damage. I like that. Just dispatch of him. Man's hitting 1-digs left, right, and center. Just don't let him do it. Crazy stuff. He's pissed off now. Just looking to see if they can hang on. So I'm just trying to go for the drive-by knife. It's a creative attempt, I'll give him that. Some real wholesome chat right now between Moose, Oboe, Cirque and Co. Tell you what, to be fair, Oboe, for someone who's 15, you're nutty at CS, I'll give you that. I believe you're 15 currently, which... a lot of talent for such a young guy, that's for sure. Here's open, it all continues to head in a good direction. Talking of good things, Nifty tried 3 things back. Puts us in this 4-on-4 here. ID have to be a little careful. They're going to rotate practically fully over towards A, only leaving Relics, who seems to be just chilling. Sort of just deep B halls right now. This is the problem, as they slowly walk out, just not using any utility, just taking these contact duels. Doesn't really work out for them. Nifty just holding the cross as well, picks them apart bit by bit. But all just falls into place for them. Nifty 11-4 right now, just really trying to step up from the rest of his team. Nifty right now has the same number of deaths as his team has kills. Maybe going for a little bit more of an aggressive play now. Dazzle just leading the charge as they flash their way out on towards B. Smoke towards Van is going to cover them for bench, at least for now, but they have to be careful. Android is there causing a problem. Both players in market, but they can't see a thing. It's all on these rotators at this point. Som coming in from short. Still can't see a thing as well. Completely smoked off. Nifty will at least find himself one, but so much more to be done. The fact someone's got to sight is huge. Begins to let rip, but then he looks up towards Apps, and that's where he falls short. He thinks there's presence in Apps, but none there at all. Nifty desperately trying to hang on, but it will not be enough. ID, they keep it going. Up to 5 now. Kind of struggling to grow more than 2 rounds back to back, as you can see from the scoreboard there. That's going to be the most important thing for them here, if they can start to just settle in a little bit. But even so, if they continue like this, we're still looking at what, like a maybe an 11-4 scoreline? Yeah, I like this. Just get it done. Full eco, of course. Oh, yeah, we can look at the pings. To be fair, it's kind of going the other way. How is this even... I said it's going the other way. Like, we're looking at pings. How is this round even... I honestly am speechless. Thankfully, it looks like Relics and Jonji sort of going to bring things back to normality a little bit, but... yeah, it shouldn't really be like that. Anyway, looking back at the pings for a second, now we've got a tactical pause. I'd say all in all, you've got, yeah, probably about 10 ping average versus, what, 30, 40 ping average? Interesting timeout by ID, though. I mean... hey, they know Envy's going on to a full buy, I suppose. It'll be interesting to see if Nifty and Sonic can work together here. Double up setup, of course. So yeah, smokes. It's all fairly basic CS right now coming out from ID, just not taking any risks, but also not cutting any corners. It's the full smokes utility. The mollies there, flashes are perfect as well. They're going to start to make the push. Sonic will find himself one. The quick trade's found. Sonic, though, still standing. It's going to go fairly back and forth in the end of it, 3-on-3. We're currently Fugly straight up on ticket booth, though, will deny the plant almost instantly. Also, with the deep smoke, means that Relics can't just refrag it. Gonna make life a little tougher now. Like the fact that Jonji's trying to use height to his advantage, but can't see a thing as Nifty's playing it safe. He's just going to chill on short. No reason for him to really rotate over yet, to be honest. Distance is going to be key here as well anyway. Doesn't really do anything. Instead, we take the duel against him. We'll secure the trade, but actually too little too late. I mean, this 1-on-2 is Yeah, you got both players in CT, I suppose. If you can get onto stairs, maybe he can spot the head of Fugly, but really depends if Fugly even wants to peek it. You can see he's staying permanently crouched. Only when he shows face does he tuck back in again, allowing Sonic to peek him. That's unfortunate. Pretty runs the clock down, lives him no real time to force the kill and get the plant. There's 12 seconds left as they eventually pushed him. I mean, he had no chance in hell. Back to the B play again. I mean, ID very reliant on this. Kind of been a textbook part of their Mirage strategy so far, and not so keen on it. I mean, we had it completely crushed here. Early AWP picks, the Famas is raining down fire as well. They just don't seem to get close. This time around, very limited utility for to play. At least when they did the full execute, they were able to actually get onto the site, but that's a complete disaster. Worst part is, that's their final hurrah. Now they're on a full eco. Basically given up equal points to Envy. They'll be on 5 here after this one's done. Back onto the buy, of course. Very easily becomes 6-6. Android keeping it clean so far. Some a little aggressive, but either way it all sort of works out in the end. Most important thing is that they just keep it clean here now. Start building up a bit of money. Envy trying to build their way back into this, of course. Both teams having some sloppy moments here on Mirage. .65, and again ID's economy just completely crippled. They're on the half buy, of course. Haven't really seen a huge amount of success from them when they're in these scenarios. Looks like they're just going to be crunching towards A. Connector presence coming in through Relics. They'll add in Jonji in the later stages of the push, but meanwhile Envy are already pushing through B. Finally some initiative from them. They decide to get aggressive, look for that info, but what are they going to do with it? I mean, they know deep B, there's no presence there. No rotations or any additions to the A side at all, though. They're just standing their ground. Question is, when do ID want to push? You've got so much map control now. Given that Relic's man his way right through into jungle. John's using window now as well. It's just going to get even rougher here. Rotating back to B is a little ballsy. I mean, you've got a lot going for you on A. The posting only downside is they don't know Sonic and Co's in Palace, but cutting onto B could be just as tough. If not tougher, because that support of jungle is a lot less apparent. Spotted by Nifty, and well, he's not missing shots right now, is he? 2 looks for a third. His teammate's got it covered anyways. Fugly covers everyone else pushing. Android finishes off Relics, and it's pretty flawless. Both thoughts saved, most importantly. Envy will equalise. An underwhelming start, but they are starting to gain some traction here. The full buy, though, is what's going to be most important now as ID back into this one. No AWP in play, of course, just 5 rifles. With the utility as well, at least. Interesting call to double back towards B, though. Mid take now, or at least mid pressure. John G chased down by a nade as it bounces away at him. It's going to be 2 kills, lock and key, and no real trading potential for ID either. It's not like they got themselves out one towards A and lost 2 in the process, or even took mid control. They've literally just lost 2 players with no opportunity to force those picks back. Wrath trying to save the day at least. If he can claw his way through CT, there's the potential. Depends how quickly Sonic and Co flock onto that fact. If Nifty can keep him here as well, that only serves to make things easier for the CT side. ID in fact completely backing away now from their B hold. Not going to take it at all. Instead they just rotate, give up all their presence B. They'll lose Wraths on A as well. They have no idea where anyone is. It's all crumbling for them. 25 seconds remain. You're walking into Nifty. Some as well. Just a very poor round. Some confusion for ID as they just didn't know where to go, what to do. Envy just comfortably capitalizing on it. Just Eagles now. Going to be very similar, I imagine, to previous ecos for ID. They haven't really got a track record of being able to achieve too much with these pistols, unfortunately. Starting to get quite confident in MV, to be honest. They're one of those teams that start real slow, but they have been able to heat up a fair bit in this series. But at the same time, you know, you can't help but ask you giving them too much credit. ID have also been making a fair few mistakes. It's a bit of a catch-22. A couple of nice shots will come through from Dazzle, but I don't think it's going to change the outcome too much just yet. They really need to at least force the 2-on-2. They want to find some sort of win condition here. I like the boost. Somewhat the element of surprise, but it depends how quiet they're willing to be. Looks like fully aware of that fact. Wonderfully patient. That means it's all on Seb. Straight for a plant. Immediately spotted out by Sonic. The Deagle, unfortunately not quite finding the kill, and spends too little too long trying to get it done. He'll lose his life, and the result still the same. 8-6 now, Envy. One away from bagging a 9th, and you know, when you look at it, very poor start for them. Aren't able to string anything together, just consistently reset by ID. But once they, you know, got it all together and actually sorted out their economy, not half bad. 6 rounds back to back in a row. Only a couple of them, you know, only 2 or probably, and you're saying 3 of them have been close, is probably pushing it, to be honest. So not half bad. John G, great opening pick at least. Bomb out on towards A. That's the main objective. So many players they're pressuring B. Can't help but be curious how that's going to pan out. But it looks like all the duels are being won by ID anyways. It doesn't really amount to too much. Players on the CT side left in CT, and they can't really push onto the site. I feel like there's some serious juice being gossed in chat right now by F&S and Co. Just waiting to see it all unfold. Go write a tweet longer or something. That's the play, right? Where's the source? I'm like scrolling up through Twitch chat but seeing nothing. Well, for now, we'll focus on the pistol. See if Envy can pick things up in the second half after crushing it in the later stages of the first half. That T-pistol is going to beckon them towards an A fake here. Both players on A instantly annihilated. Let's see if their B counterparts can do any better. Push comes through. Relics will be taken on down. It is going to be a 3-on-4, but with the plant down, they're in not half bad of a spot. If Sonic can stay alive, then it's a very workable situation for Dust. I actually like this from ID. It's a slow retake, but they're getting apps control set up, they're getting market control as well. They start to take a couple of fights, not really working out for them, but in the end, they win out just based on positioning alone, having players pushing from market, apps, and short respectively, put so much pressure on Envy. Well played.
Bomb has been defused. Counter-terrorists win.
I'll tell you what, I'd love to see the statistics for Envy on pistol. Because I feel like their track record isn't exactly impeccable, to say the least. Interesting, IB are basically doing the exact same thing they did on pistol, but the other way around. Bomb towards A this time instead of towards B. When Execute comes in, they're going to run away, even baiting the steps. The commitment towards this strategy is unreal. But will Nifty be able to get out for the plant? The answer is no. I can say that now with certainty. I mean, John G is right there. Maths there, both finding their picks. Shunji ready and waiting as Nifty drops. And that's when Nifty realizes it's not gonna happen. Slasher, the winner of this game, does not go to the minor, but they are one best of 3 away from the Americas minor if they do win this game. As complicated as that sounds, I'll clear it up a little bit. So, effectively, if Envy or whoever out of Envy or ID win this matchup, they will have to then go and beat Singularity. The winner of that Singularity versus Envy or id best of 3 will get themselves a spot in the Americas minor. Likewise, Luminosity and Team 1 are going to play a best of 3, and the winner of that best of 3 will also get a spot in the Americas minor. But that's still quite a complicated way of explaining it, but it's fairly simple at heart. That said, the B play instantly comes through. Raf's going to drop dead almost straight away. We do see a couple of nice trades come through as the MP9s rip through them at range even. Quite a surprise. Relic's close on the site with a scout. Disgusting how he can make it work, but he does. Instantly upgrades to the AK as well. Som, last in line, he'll be taken down. Easy as anything. Relic's putting in the work with the scout. I mean, I think he tagged 2 people there, so can't go wrong with that. Quick pause from Envy. Really not sure what they think the pause is going to change, to be honest. Fortunately, Sonic isn't quite having a 50 kill game. He's 6-11 right now. Nifty is trying his hardest. He's 19-12, but all in all, Envy just seem a little bit lost here. CZ play. Am I going to come through? It's going to have to be just all-out brawl, to be honest, but not really working out, is it? Dazzle just dropping them dead from stairs. They finally gain some sort of ground, but then they're immediately pushed back by relics. That leaves just Nifty and Som. Don't think it's going to happen. Envy just looking like they are struggling here. Not really sure what the smoke's going to do, but 50 seconds in a dream, I suppose. Bring a little bit of optimism back into the stream. We'll have to see how this will pan out. Maybe they can take B. I mean, Relics is there kind of ready and waiting. Knife out, Court lining up for a smoke. A little awkward. At least Som will be able to get the trade, but Mad's got a 1v3 to pull off. It's a tough sell. Raptor's almost just going to wide swing him as he tries to push, which just makes matters worse. I have a feeling Som doesn't win these. I can't control the bot, unfortunately. I know it has a habit of banning people for kind of ridiculous reasons, but I don't know how to control it, / didn't set it up, so it's, yeah. Another pause now from Envy. Second pause in 2 rounds alone. It is a long road ahead for them, it really is. The gap isn't huge, but the promise they've showed in the second half just hasn't been there just yet. This buy round really now is going to signify exactly where their heads are at, as Identity looked just the closest one out nice and quickly, to be honest. This round would put them to 12 and not far off 13 either, to be honest, based on just how the whole money situation is going to pan out. Envy, the play, of course, just to dedicate 2 players underpass, but 2 players fighting top mid as well. What's a little bit interesting is the fact you've got Som lurking over on towards A Palace. Dazzle, Jonji, all lining up the kills. Som's lurk. Fruitless so far, but finally bears a reward as Jonji will be found. But he needs to find Dazzle as well. He wants to have a major impact here, and unfortunately that seems to be just a kill too far out of reach. That leaves just Sonic and, well, you see it in front of you. Taken down, only 3 players in front of him to find. It's a tough one as always. Envy just looking in rather dangerous position right now. Only 8 rounds on the board. Identity now moving to 12. It's going to have to be a half buy from Envy. They can't afford to do anything more. Put my money on a quite comfortable 13th round here for Identity, to be honest, and it's getting pretty worrying. Seb, Wrath, Relics, all lining them up. Nifty, last man standing. He'll hit the deck as well. I mean, there really isn't a huge amount to say. It's exactly as we expect. The pistols has been dropped dead. It's a flawless round from Identity. Pushes them up to 13, of course. Envy will be on the full buy. Wouldn't be surprised if they use another pause, which they do almost instantly. Thing is, if you're Envy right now, what do you change? What do you try and do? I mean... Curious to see sort of exactly what the play is going to be, to be honest. Not really a huge amount in it, because Nifty just caught flashing everyone in mid and picks up a double kill out of thin air, so Envy don't really have to do too much work there. Just line up the flashes top mid and get it done. Will they actually be able to hold on to it, though, actually do something with it? That's the question. I respect the slow style they're bringing to the table. Not trying to rush anything at all. I mean, they've got the advantage now as well. A huge upper hand just getting that double kill in mid. It really is. "45 seconds though. They're eventually going to have to make some moves. Wraths will likely be their first point of contact. Has to be so careful. If he gets over aggressive, he'll just have too much to deal with. But if he doesn't spot it appropriately, he's left in a tough spot here. I don't think he sees anything coming towards A, and given the fact that someone spotted it and cleared it all out, it's pretty much a round lost here, I think, to be honest.
Bomb has been planted.
Unfortunately, the minute they let them cross and drop into connector, it's the minute the round falls away. Thing is, though, and not like, you know, I gotta say this in a sort of certain way because I don't mean this disrespectfully to Envy, but there wasn't a huge amount to that round. I mean, the main thing was that they were doing a mid take. They weren't even doing a mid take, to be honest. They just put players top mid. It was just convenient that Identity had two players getting aggressive mid at the same time, and the flashes from Envy were on point. That's what you got to give them credit for, right? The flashes were all on point to protect everyone against anyone who was getting aggressive, and it all sort of particularly worked out for them in that round. But, you know, Identity aren't going to give them 2 double kills every single round. That's not how this game is going to unfold. So, Envy still are under a lot of pressure to really show us something consistent. You know, one round isn't going to change the outcome of the best of 3. There's a lot more that Envy need to worry about than just how they're going to get a double kill in mid. I like the pause, though, from ID. Not taking any risks at all, just using the extra 30 seconds that they've got. Just to try and make sure they don't take any risks here. You got to bear in mind, there's a lot on the line on this match. It might just be a best of 3 in a qualifier, but it's not just any random qualifier. This is the road to the minor for these teams. And it's a pretty critical minor as well when you look at some of the, you know, the kids involved, to be quite frank. You've got a lot of young guys in play here. Throughout the whole minor, it's a fairly big tournament. That's it. Let's see if the new and improved Envy is something we can really get excited about. That wasn't anything at all. Junji will find one, but a quick trade from Fugly. The A play takes solve. The utility, non-existent really from Envy. I mean, they have a smoke towards jungle, but that'll be all. Fug does win the duel against Dazzle, so the site is effectively theirs if they want it. They do have the advantage as well. Curious curious to see what Ras can do. I mean, he's the key player now towards stairs. Needs to worry about Nifty, as well as those pushing through Tetris. If they play their cards right, you should be able to do absolutely nothing. Mistake would mean a kill on towards Nifty and potentially someone else. Fortunately, all we're seeing is a lot of damage done, but for Identity, not actually able to convert the kills. You got Nifty on 4 HP, Fugly on 2, for example, but... well, that's a smoke and a half. Yeah, that's the minute that smoke is thrown, you just look at it, you're like, yeah, gotta save that.
Terrorists win.
Both teams fairly equal buys. Money not so equal. I mean, that's the unfortunate point about Identity here, is they're spending their final few bucks into this one. Well, round 24, an even keel. Let's see what MV can do. I showed a few signs of life, I'll give them that. Not really doing anything early on into the round though, they're just playing it very, very safe. Grouping up towards B seems to be the main avenue of attack though, relying on Nifty towards top mid to create a bit of noise elsewhere. This chat is on a whole new level right now. It's unbelievable. We got verified ticks left, right and centre. Seeing new people pop in. The fact that Pet doesn't have a verified tick is kind of crazy. I guess you don't stream so you don't get the tick, I suppose. Kind of mad though. Anyhow, MV completely backing up, abandoning their post towards B. Not so sure how this is going to work out for them, given the position of Jonji. I mean, this is potentially do or die time now. Will anyone check it is the question. The answer is no. He finds one, immediately traded. May well be the saving grace for them there, that quick trade. They make the push now towards site. Dazzle not peeking, not showing anything ballsy. I'll give him that. How long can he stay alive for is the question. Waits for the plant, peeks out, finds one, doesn't deny it. Instead, focus on the kills around it. That's where he falls short again. Envy just hanging on, but by a thread. 11 to 13, 2 rounds the difference. Identity, no money left in the bank. They'll be on just the pistols. It has to be a half buy at best, given loss bonus and such. An uphill battle for this T side, but they are managing to claw these rounds together. Thing is, in that scenario, Dazzle doesn't actually necessarily make too bad of a decision in waiting it out. Problem is, he needs his teammate in CT to win that one-on-one duel. With his teammate dying, he's getting crunched from CT. He's also getting pressured from Connector, as well as from ramp. Obviously, then he's got to worry about the bomb planter close to him as well. It's kind of a tough one. Either way, it's going to be the A play here. Should be relatively clean from NV if they can just dispatch these pistols. Seems to be the case, only relics remaining. Let's see one kill snuck in, but not going to be the end of the world here. Envy should be able to secure a 12th nice and comfortably. Even spotting out relics here. Quite nifty. Pretty hungry to secure that kill. There you have it. 12-13, 1 round the difference. Third map of a best of 3. It's all coming down to this. 26-15. I mean, Nifty is pulling a Sonic right now. He's gone very quiet in this best of 3, or third map at least, in comparison to what he performed on Inferno. A real tough position here now for Identity, though. Sort of let Envy pick up some steam, to be honest. Still, I'm not wholly sold on this T side, but only time will tell. They have been able to string a few together now. See, of course, it's 4 back-to-back for Envy. They have been fairly close, though. See, flash play straight out through B. Rath is going to be close. Just off our backbench here. And they won't do too much damage, but the molly is going to cause him a problem. That forces him to get nice and aggressive. Seb's got him covered, though. Double kill conformed with refs as well. That's going to lead to all 3. Molly towards Van is all well and good, but it's not going to change the outcome of the round, really. 5 on 2. Can't really use the AWP to secure a pick back site. You're going to have to move forward and try and get that bomb. Your teammate, meanwhile, just sort of working through shorts. Not really going to do too much. Most of his way off through John G, at least. Takes the fight to site. So far, so good. At least we'll give him that, but unfortunately, smoke doesn't last forever, and it's also not going to block bullets. That leaves just Nifty now. This is looking real rough. MV just going again for the basic contact B there, and Identity will crack them. Really without too much contention. Seb just picking off as they made their play through window. I mean, literally all he was doing was holding through window in crossfire with Wrath. Wrath was mollied out of position, so the utility usage was good, but I mean, Seb just dropped them all dead because they were all tunnel visioned on bench. Not a single player was worried about Seb's position. Going balls to the wall, single-handedly swinging out wide through A. Should be able to find relics, and he does. But takes the A site. One plant as well, nice and open. They can just withdraw to ramp now and play fairly passively. They'll be in a good position, but historically, their mistake here has been getting on the aggressive foot. Trying to get into CT, trying to get into jungle. That's where they just lost every single duel. We don't see a repeat of that again. This time Som takes the duel into CT. It makes it 1-for-1, but numbers favouring Envy here, to be honest. Got Fugly and Palace as well. It only gets better. Nifty finds a double of his own. Just like that. 13-14. The passive play reigns supreme for Envy as they just sit back. They let the utility get thrown in by the CT side. We see a good molly force Som into the CT duel, but he wins that fight as well. Pans out quite nicely for them. What you got to appreciate for Envy is that that buys them a huge opportunity now. Not just a round, but a chance at a second as well, given that they've just completely reset the economy of Identity. It's going to leave them on, what, just, yeah, pistols and an SMG on Rats? It's a huge opportunity. 14-14. Dazzle, looking for Som here now. Shows his head, and that's an easy pick to find. That leaves just Relics and Seb now. Both players searching for their own little individual opportunities here. Imagine we'll see Envy just group up and get it done.
Terrorists win.
$14-14. Only one team can play Singularity. Question is, will it be Envy? New Identity? The thing is for Envy, right? How much can they work on between now and the next series? Because it's, you know, we obviously know that they've got a lot of holes they need to fix. That's what's going to make this tough for them. Not actually sure on how the schedule pans out, but I believe they have to play immediately today, from what I've seen. That said, Envy taking no risks here at all. Facing into anything Identity show. this. Double smoke towards A, flashes as well. But bear in mind though, the last time they did this, Identity read right through it and didn't rotate at all. They just gave no care in the world at the utility that was used. And case in point, they do it this time. I mean, you're leaving 9 seconds between the fakes, or between the smokes being thrown on A. It's not really enough time to cause the rotations. Thankfully, they're going to win the Angels anyway. Fugly and Sonic both stepping up there. Let's leave them in this 4-on-3. So far, so good. But Jonji will equalise things once again. Down towards A though. Works out wonders. Dazzle comes in through Connector. That causes problems, but Nifty to equalise once more. That's how both teams are split either side. Creates an interesting dynamic for Seb here. Tries desperately to hang on.
Terrorists win.
15-14, Envy. The double fake. Didn't leave a huge amount of time between it. That's what made it quite ballsy. But it did work out in the end, but in all honesty, the credit less to the tactical part of it and more so just the 2 entries that were picked up. That's really what you got to look into there. He just on fire, 31-16. Not to put the spotlight on Sonic too much, but it's just interesting when you look at it. You know, the guy's dropping 30, you know, running for 40 kills in the past map, and in this map, full 30 rounds, 10 kills. A real struggle for him, I think, to get going in this series. Likewise, though, it's the same for Seb, right? You know, 11-21. Very similar performances between those 2 players. Already, good chunk of damage done. Someone Fugly, 40 and 20 HP respectively, as the B-bit site completely smothered. Wrath's double kill of his own though, so far so good. Android will be coming out through upper B. See what they can do. Sonic may not have been the loudest of players, but stepping up big now with the kill he's found so far. Nifty taking down Seb as well, puts us even in this 3-on-3. Do they know there's a flank coming in from behind? That's the big question. Dazzle is there, ready and waiting. Creeps in, M4 in his back pocket, spotted by Sonic. So far, so good. It's all going to come down to Jonji. 1-on-3, not going to happen. 16-14 will be the final results. Envy sneaking their way through this best of 3. What was incredibly hard-earned for them. You got to give them credit. They fought so hard to pull through in this one. But at the end of the day, the result is there. 16-14. They will move forward and face Singularity. 1 best of 3 away from a spot in the Americas Minor. But it goes without saying, they've got a lot to work on. There were some sloppy plays and some mistakes made. But likewise for New Identity, inexperience showing somewhat as well. With that said, that brings us to a lovely conclusion for the evening after quite the competitive series in all honesty. It's been quite the fun to bring you guys this matchup, but tell you what, bloody exhausted, so I'm looking forward to closing this one out. It's been a pleasure, folks. We'll see you next time for more minor action. Go, of course, join us over on StarLadder_CSEN1 to catch out the final 2 best of 3s of the Americas Minor Qualifier.
Charge up your game with excitement. Highest odds on the market. Coverage of all live and pre-match events. Place your bets with Solid Bookmaker and win with your favorite teams. Take what's rightfully yours with GG.